Yeah, good morning to everybody. Today, I would like to tell you something about communication skills. What are communication skills? How they are important? How to communicate? What is effective communication? Why people are not able to communicate? What are the barriers of communication? All these things I am going to explain to you. There is need of this soft skills. I told you already about soft skills. What are soft skills? Soft skills are nothing but the ability that influence how we interact with others. It includes effective communication, creativity, analytical thinking, diplomacy, flexibility, change readiness, problem solving, leadership, team building, and listening skills. Now let us discuss about communication skills. Communication, communico, is derived from Latin term which means to share. So, as you know, communication is thus essentially a social affair. Communication channel is a connection between transmitter and receiver. I am transmitter, you are receiver, through which data can be transmitted. My feelings, my ideas, my views, I am going to transmit to you. That is communication. And communication channel also called as communication media and transmission media. I am sender. Transmission media is communication. You are receiver. You know, in our life, we spend for communicating 70% in a day. We don't communicate it when we are sleeping, right? 30%. Out of this 70% communication, listening is 45%, speaking is 30%, reading is 16%, writing is 9%. So we have to communicate, and out of that, we have to listen more. That is the reason perhaps God has given 2 ears to listen and one mouth to speak less when compared to listening. Now, there are two types of channel of communication. One, formal communication. Second one is informal communication. Formal communication is professional. That is, you speak in a professional manner. Informal communication means you are going to talk to your friends and relatives. That is informal. And again, in under formal communication, upward communication, downward communication, horizontal communication. These three things will come. So, what is downward communication? Top to down, upward communication, bottom to up, horizontal within a level. Example, suppose your boss is giving instructions to you, that is top down. You want to complain certain thing to your boss, upward communication. Horizontal communication means between associates. So that is the difference between these three. And fourth one is grapevine communication. Grapevine communication, example is rumors. They spread very fast. The information flows in any order, that is top to bottom, bottom to top, or horizontal. So, spreads very rapidly in all channels of communication. It provides feedback to the organization, reaches everyone. It can be harmful as information can be baseless. Rumors, that is rumors. Now, Communicate is to correct. Is the communication is the response you get, not just what to say. That is, the idea is when you are communicating to the other person, he should understand what you are talking, what you are communicating. Otherwise, it is the communication is not complete. And 70% to 80% of the total working time spent on communication. In English, that is 64.14%. In Hindi, 27.22%. Whereas in regional language, 8.64%. That is the reason why you have to know how to communicate in English. And communication is writing, speaking, and gestures. You have to develop writing skills, speaking skills, gestures means body language. And why to communicate? The reason is man is a social animal. Man wants recognition, better understanding and involvement to maintain mutual relationship, to express feelings. That is why we have to communicate with each other. And how knowledge is developed? According to the psychologists, we gain the knowledge 10% by reading, 20% by hearing, 25% by seeing, and 65% speaking. So, until and unless you speak, you cannot gain the knowledge. You cannot express your knowledge to the other person. In the same way, you have to hear it. So, you have to do it. Then, communication is a two-way process. One person is speaking, second person is listening. So that is the reason why listen more and talk less. And communication enables to acquire the knowledge, exchange the knowledge, store the knowledge, retrieve and process the information. And communication is between two parties. Giving end, that is active. I am active. Receiving end, you are passive. Then we change our position. You will become giving end and I will become receiving end. So communication is thus a network of interaction and naturally the sender and receiver keep on changing their goals. Remember, to illuminate, communication must aimed at the precision of laser beam, just like a laser beam, on not cast in all directions, like a light bulb. Poor communication leads to poor performance. Effective communication allows to you to use all the skills that you have to full. You have got the knowledge, you are good. But if your communication is not good, whatever the knowledge you have got, it will go waste. And what is effective communication? First of all, when we want to talk, when you want to communicate, first one, what you are saying is why. What is the objective communication? Whom? Who is the receiver? What? What is the subject you are talking about? Time, when you are talking. And where you are talking, place. And how you are talking. So when you want to communicate, you have to even remember these 5 W's and 1 H. And the process of talking is listening and speaking. Speaking, that is sounds, words, sentences, connective speech, modulation pitch, intonation, accent, style, social words. So you have to use the words correctly, you have to pronounce them. Where to raise the voice, where to lower the voice, that is called modulation pitch. So that is very, very important. So you should not murmur. The other person cannot listen it. Your voice should be clarity of voice should be there. And what is effective communication? We all communicate, but the idea is the other person should understand what you mean. That is called effective communication. In face-to-face conversation, 8% words, 37% voice, 55% gestures, postures, eye contact. Speak with the optimum pace, approximately 100 words per minute. That is, if you speak fast, the other person cannot understand. If you speak slow, then it will take time for him to understand. And continuity should be there. And use words to express, not to impress. Eye contact should be 40 to 60% of the total time. That is, don't look down, don't look up, don't look sideways. If you are looking down, then you are feeling tense. When you are looking up, you are trying to recollect. And when you are looking sideways, you are not concentrating on the listener. Then, what are the basics to communicate? Start with a confident feeling. Your idea is you have to communicate to the other person so that he can understand. Confidence. How will you get confidence? By practice, you will get confidence. Know thoroughly what you are going to talk about. Prepare yourself what I have to talk. Then only talk and act confidently. The way you stand up, the way you go to the stage, like everything, the way you stand, the way you look at the people, that is confidence. Know to whom you are communicating. According to the audience, you have to change your language. And suppose if you are talking to the student, you have to communicate in a one way. If you are communicating with, say, professional, another way. So when to communicate? Time is very, very important. Whenever you want to talk, communicate, don't communicate. You first of all take the permission. Is it the right time to talk to you, sir? Then communicate. Don't disturb their, prepare the minds of the people to listen. Then communicate. If you don't prepare the minds of the listen, they don't listen. You are going to talk. But what is the purpose of talking? The other person should understand. When he will understand, when you concentrate. So, when is very, very important. How to communicate? How best you are communicating? Are you expressing your ideas clearly? And how are your gestures? That is very, very important in communication. What is the secret of communication? Say what you want to say. Say text. Say what you have said. That is conclusion. That is summary. What you want to tell it before, tell it and sometimes. And remember, your communication should be KISS. Keep it short and simple. Communicate directly to avoid communication distortion. Then, what is the components of communication? Source, mind. What I want to communicate. Source. Sender, me. Channel, speech. And then message. Then message, channel, ears, receiver, you, result, you are giving feedback to me. If you understand it, then you will say, nod your head like this. If you don't understand, you don't nod your head. And some people are blind. That is, they are not listening. They have to give the feedback. At least to 40 to 60% of the people have to give the feedback. Then only your communication is good. So message has to go. This is the communication channel. But what are barriers of communication? Why people don't understand why when we are communicating? Number one, not common subject. If the common subject, that is, you want a thing which I want to talk, right? So, if you want to listen, if you are interested only, then you listen to me. If it is required, you are going to listen. That is why common subject, language. The language which I speak, that should be understood by you. Language is important. Voice clarity, that is, it should be clear. Clear. Pronunciation is very, very important. Poor transmission channel. Transmission should be good. That is, there should not be any sounds from outside. Transmission. Psychophysical factors. Suppose if you are not feeling well, or I am not feeling well, then I cannot communicate, you cannot receive it properly. So, physical factors, psycho. Psycho means I am an elderly person. You have got that fear. He is a learned man, he is more experienced than me. Psychologically, you are not going to listen. And then inattention by the receiver. You are not interested, then you will not attend on that. You do not pay attention to that. Mistrust between parties. You don't trust me, then also you are not going to listen. Clash of attitude. Some people have that attitude problem. They don't, who is it to tell me? I know everything. Then also you are not going to communicate. So these are the basics of communication. Then most important is non-verbal communication is also known as body language and kinesics. He that has eyes to see and ears to hear may convince himself that no mortal can keep a secret. And it is lips or silent. He charts with his finger, tips. Betrayal oozes out of him at every pore. That means you can tell lie, but your body will not tell lie. That is very, very important. It won't lie. So, very important thing is body language. Then how to control that? Whenever you face a group, whether you are sitting or standing, you become separate from the people you are addressing. They are listening to you and looking at you. They are together as a group, but you facing them or alone. The moment you begin speaking to a group, you automatically become the leader of the group. You will get feedback from the group. This may take form of appreciate laughter or applause or come as an active rustling or whispering. But whether the feedback is positive or negative, you have to keep going. You have to say what you plan to say. Remember, you may get good feedback, you may not get, but don't worry about it. You complete what you want to talk. The 100% feedback will not be there. Don't worry about that. So that is why it is said that before communicating, you have to prepare the minds of the person, audience to listen. That is very, very important. So another thing is when we talk, first of all, in first 5 minutes, we are going to see the people and we select about 10 or 20 people from whom we are getting good feedback. And looking at them, we'll continue the speech. Looking at the 10 people, we'll continue the speech. And if the 40, more than 40 to 60% of the people are not paying attention, not giving the proper feedback, then we'll stop it. So that is very, very important. But the practical difficulty is the moment you are asked to address. If you are confident, nervousness creeps, resulting in physical discomfort and mental block. These are the fears that cause you to stumble over words, repeat yourself, forgot important points, to come to deal halt with no idea what to say next. you get tension, no doubt about it, because you are facing so many people. How will be the feedback? We don't know. That is why we have to control ourselves. We have to control ourselves. And why you get it? Because you don't master the language, not thorough with the subject, no experience in public speaking, hence no confidence in yourself. You have to go on practicing public speaking. You should have command over the language. So what happens? Rapid heartbeat, trembling knees, making it difficult to get up and walk to the podium. Tightness in the throat, dryness of the mouth, feeling of faintness, abdominal discomfort, eye tearing, or a running. These are all physical effects of public speaking. Mental, the repetition of words, phrases, loss of memory, what to say next, or mental block. So this is mental, psychological, right? Emotional, feeling of error, sense of having lost control of oneself, panic, embarrassment. This is what people get it. I may not talk well, my language is not good, I cannot control myself, I've got panic, I'll get if I don't talk well, I will get embarrassment. So if you think so emotionally, then you cannot talk. These are all common for every speaker, irrespective of experience. But the experienced speaker know how to control himself, knows how to overcome nervousness. Once you understand what your body is doing and why, you will come to understand that the symptoms you previously found to be fearful or distracting can be controlled and put to effective use. It is quite normal because interest in a particular thing causes anxiety, tension. That tension becomes failure. But think that anxiety, tension should be there, that for a good cause. I'm going to do well and people are going to appreciate me. Have that positive attitude. Then you are going to perform well. So, what you have to do, practice in your room. Feel that you are sitting awaiting for your turn to deliver speech. Prepare yourself. Sit comfortably. Your spinal cord and back should be straight. Keep your hands on your legs, on your lap. Concentrate on your fingertips. Keep your sides looking straight into the eyes of the exercise number. Take a step with your right foot. Take a step with your left foot. Concentrate on your fingertips. Look straight. Exercise number 3. Inhale, exhale through nostril. Inhale through nose, exhale through mouth. As you are relaxing your body, when you are feeling discomfort, you relax your mind because it is in distress. Each exercise do 5 times. Every day you will control your body and mind. Know thoroughly what you want to talk. Tension is good provided it should be positive for the better performance. Think about the result. If you give best performance, you will win the hearts of the people. You are given a chance to expose your talents, prove what you are. When you are prepared in this way, what on earth will stop? Go ahead. All the best. Thank you.